lovely friends, I'm Nikki and you are here in my sewing room for our Sunday chat. It has been only 5 days since our last chat. Today is February the 14th. It is Valentine's Day and it is also a viewer's birthday today. Linda Rose is having her birthday today. I love when my wonderful viewers comment and make comments on my videos, and Linda is always making beautiful comments, and I hope that you have a very happy birthday today. I may not always get to answering the comments straight away, but I do make an effort to read every single one, and I love having a chat with you all in the comments. So please feel free to drop me a line. If I don't get back straight away, I will definitely get back to you eventually. Now, because it has only been 5 days since we last chatted, because the last video went up a little bit late, I haven't done a great deal of sewing. I have worked every day, including Saturday and Sunday. Today I was at work, which was a great day at work. I had a wonderful day at work. And then when I got home, I had this bizarre desire to move furniture in the lounge room. Do you do that? Do you just all of a sudden just really feel an urge to change things around and shift furniture? So I did that today. I had Katie helping me. It looks good, I think. I'm happy with how it is. I probably will adjust a few things, but I'm happy. I like how it looks. I think it's functional. We also cleared out the bookshelf out there. So our family is doing a bit of a challenge this year we're all trying to read more. And because of that, we have acquired new books, and some are new, some are thrifted, but we have all these great new books, and we just wanted to give the bookshelf a big overhaul and get rid of ones that we had read but not loved. So we have a community library, so a lot of them went there, and just old textbooks and things that aren't going to be used. We just did a big clear out of the bookshelf. So we have got all of our new books in there now, which is great. That was fun. And then after that, it was the committee meeting for the Quilt Guild that I'm in. I'm on the committee this year, which I'm enjoying. It's nice to see the workings of the guild. I'm just a general committee member. I don't have a role as such. I kind of am just helpful when they need help. Because I work ridiculous amount of hours, it's a bit much for me to take on a full role. Although all the women on the committee are so fantastic that if you do struggle with time for some things, they're just beautiful women, honestly, beautiful women. So that was this afternoon. We have our sew day next Sunday. So we try to do our committee meeting the week before sew day. And then after that, after dinner and everything, I managed to find a bit of time to practice my free motion quilting. And I have been working on, so this is the only sewing I have to show you, but I've been working on my cushion covers out of the scraps that I had from my Tilda quilt. So just doing a little bit of stipple on those. And yeah, that's one. I've just made them like envelope backs, and I'm going to just do a regular binding around the outside. So no zips or anything, just nice and easy. This is the same fabric that I backed the quilt in. So I'll also use that as the binding. And that's the other one. So I don't know that you can really see the stipple on there. I'm not great at it, but practice makes perfect. So that is the only sewing that I've actually done today, but they are just leftover half square triangles from the quilt that I recently finished, which yeah, I'm happy with that. I'll hopefully get the binding on those very soon. This week I would love to quilt the hearts quilt that I made at retreat, and if I have time I would also like to finish off a Tilda notions pouch that I'd started. So that's what I'm hoping to be able to show you next week. But other than that, I thought I might actually show you a couple of books that I finished. By the time I get home from work, a lot of the time it's very late before I get to sit down, and I don't know, I don't really have little projects that I can work on. I really need to possibly do that. Maybe my scrap quilt would be a good one to get started. I found that I have just been going to bed and picking up a book. I have got a couple of books that I thought I would share with you that I really enjoyed, and I really recommend seeking them out if you can. So the first one will be an easy one to find because it is super, super, super popular. For good reason. It is an amazing, amazing book to read. Oh, just enjoyed every moment of this book. So you will be able to find this one everywhere. And this is Where the Crawdads Sing, and it's by Delia Owens. Amazing story. So it's about a marsh girl, so a girl growing up in whereabouts, North Carolina coast in the marshes. And it is a story of prejudice and loneliness and love and just a will to survive, and so much in it. So I really, really recommend, if you need a book to get you back into reading, or if you just don't know what to read next, this is the one you want. This one is amazing. And the other one I finished reading, this was a little bit harder to find. I had this one recommended to me. How did I get it recommended to me? I can't remember, but it was. And it's actually by a Japanese author, so Yoko Ogawa. It has been translated into English by Stephen Snyder. And it is a beautiful story. It's only a short story. It's like 180 pages. Short story, but just such a sweet story. So it is about a maths professor who is just incredibly intelligent, just a very, very smart man. But he had a car accident in the 70s. And from then, he lost his short-term memory. So he only had an 80-minute short-term memory. He could remember everything from before the accident, but afterwards, after 80 minutes, he didn't know you. So this is the story of the housekeeper that goes to work for the professor, and it just has this extraordinary friendship that develops with the housekeeper and the housekeeper's son, who is 10. Just lovely. I really enjoyed this book. Read it very quickly. And yeah, if you can get your hands on it, it is well worth it. It is just beautiful. I don't think anything has been lost in the translation. It is just such a lovely read. There are some maths equations in it, but don't let that deter you, because it by no means takes away from the story. If anything, it kind of just enhances it. So yes, definitely, if you can get this one, it's so worth it. Lovely little read. So I hope you all had a lovely day today. I know not everyone celebrates Valentine's Day. It's one of those that it's not a real holiday, but it's a bit of fun. I actually wasn't expecting anything from my husband today, but he surprised me with 2 indoor pot plants. And like, obviously, I love my plants. So I have some beautiful pot plants, and I actually wonder whether that's secretly why I moved my lounge room around today, was just so that I could find the perfect spot for them. So that was a lovely surprise to receive that from him. He is such a sweetheart. I was a bit of a terrible wife and didn't get him anything, but I wasn't expecting to receive anything. So this week is going to be another big week, although I do have a day off on Saturday, which doesn't happen very often, like a couple of times a year maybe. So I'm hoping that Saturday will be my quilting day. I will, yeah, definitely get into that. I don't know whether or not I will attempt free motion on it at home. That is pretty much why I wanted to start with these, just because I wanted to see whether or not it was going to look any good for starters. I don't do a lot. I really should do more. To be honest, I'm pretty happy with how these turned out, so I might give it a go, because the heart quilt is not a huge quilt and it could be a good starting point for me to do some free motion on a quilt. So I'm thinking I'm going to do that on Saturday. If I can get a chance to baste it one night this week, I will. So I finished work a little bit earlier on Friday night, so I might possibly baste it then, possibly. But otherwise, I think that's all I have to say for today. I would love to hear how your Valentine's Day went. If you had a nice day, if you did anything special, not just with a partner, it could be with your children, it could be with your friends. Just, it's nice to do something a little bit special on Valentine's Day, I guess. I used to, if Valentine's Day fell on a school day, I used to always send little notes in the kids' lunch boxes with a little chocolate. But obviously it's a Sunday today, so that's a bit nice. It would have been nice if I could have done some Valentine's Day sewing. Maybe next year. Maybe next year I'll have a little bit more time. What lovely craftiness have you got going at the moment? Are you crocheting? Are you knitting? Are you sewing? Are you quilting? I would love to know what everyone is making, because it's really inspirational to hear what other people are doing, and just that conversation can be really inspiring. So I am going to leave it here. I am going to go have a shower and grab out one of my next books that I'm reading. I have 3 on the go. I generally tend to have a few books on the go at once, and some people do that, some people don't. My son can't. He cannot read more than 1 book at a time. I generally tend to have a fiction, sometimes a non-fiction or a biography, and an audiobook going at the same time, because to me it's kind of just like changing the channel on the TV. You're never quite always in the mood for the same writing. So yeah. Do you read more than 1 book at a time? I don't know. Is it an odd thing to do? Lachlan says it's a really odd thing for me to do, but I enjoy having a selection to read. I don't think I could do more than 3 books though. I think 3 is my limit. Thank you for joining me once again, especially if you're new here. Hi, nice to meet you. And if you have come back again, it is so lovely to see you again, and I will speak to you next week. Bye.